fixed shaping and free shaping. This is where we're going to get dogs to do behaviors without having to lure them or guide them into the position we want them to perform. The difference is fixed shaping is you have something in mind you want your dog to perform, and free shaping is you don't necessarily have something you want your dog to perform, but you're going to reward them when they do behaviors that you like. You have to make sure before you do either one of these that your dog is conditioned to your markers. So at fixed shaping, this is how a lot of trainers will get a dog to ride a skateboard. They don't have to make the dog do the skateboard. They can have their training room where they work with their dog every single day. One day the dog goes into the training room and there's a skateboard in the center of the floor. The dog walks over to naturally investigate the skateboard, and once they touch it, the trainer uses a terminal marker and the dog runs over and gets a reward. And then the dog goes back to the skateboard and says, "What did I do that made you reward me like that?" And they touch the skateboard again, and the trainer uses a terminal marker again. The dog comes back, they get another reward. And then the dog goes back to the skateboard. Now they have both paws on the skateboard. The trainer marks, they come get the reward. They go back, they have both paws, and they slide the skateboard a little bit. The trainer marks the behavior, the dog comes back and gets the reward. And before you know it, now you have a dog riding a skateboard. This is the technique that I use when I'm teaching a dog scent detection. I'll have a climb command, or a climb rather, that I'll reward the dog for jumping up on that climb, and they'll do that every single day. And then one day they'll jump up on there and I'll have an empty paint bucket or maybe an empty cinder block or something that I'm using for scent detection. And the dog goes over and they naturally investigate the bucket by placing their nose into it. Once they do that, I use a terminal marker, they come back and get the reward. Then they go back and they put their nose in it again and they get the reward. Now they know that sticking their nose into the can is something I want them to do without actually having to force them into the can. I just used something that they were naturally going to investigate as a way to teach a behavior, and then that would continue on to more advanced scent detection work. That's using fixed shaping to get my dog to do certain behaviors. Now, free shaping, you don't have anything in mind you want your dog to perform, but you're going to reward them for behaviors that you like. And this is something I highly recommend to every single pet person out there. This will pay dividends later on. What you're going to do is you're going to have food in your pocket. You're not going to let your dog know that you have rewards on you. And when your dog does a behavior that you like, you're going to reward them. So in the morning, you have your dog looks up at you. Yes, you give them a piece of food. Your dog sits. Yes, you give them a piece of food. Your dog goes over to their bed. Yes, you give them a piece of food. You're being very clear at what you like that your dog does. What behaviors does your dog perform that you like? And they're going to start to learn this, and they're going to start to actively seek out these behaviors in order to get a reward. And this is really what separates a proactive dog from a reactive dog. But we want our dog to understand that their behavior can drive the production of the reward. And by doing free shaping, you're really going to place your dog in a position to understand this. And this is going to be one of those ways in order to get your dog to do a behavior when you don't have food on you. So you tell your dog to sit, your dog goes, "You might have a reward," and they sit and boom, out pops a treat. So I recommend doing free shaping. Fixed shaping is something you can do if you like, but free shaping is something you definitely should do to help create that proactive dog.